100% disagree. Couldn't disagree more. I looked the best out of everyone, even the judges. I was the most stunning queen on that episode, and no one would tell me otherwise.
Hi, I'm Tia Coffee, and welcome to Attitude Tea Time in association with Tammy, where each week I'll be bringing you the freshly brewed tea on Drag Race UK Season 3 with the latest eliminee. And this week I am joined by my spicy little sausage. It's Choriza May. My pussy is like a peach. My pussy is like a peach. Outside it's fluffy, inside it's juicy. Is that right? Yep, my pussy is like a peach. Haven't learnt the Spanish bit yet though. Oh, I think you might be on mute. Are you?
I wasn't mute, I was singing with you. Oh, how are you?
It just looked like you were lip syncing along. I loved it.
Not again.
You love a lip sync. We love a lip sync, don't we? Choriza, how are you doing? We've just experienced your elimination. How are you doing?
I'm doing better than I thought I was gonna be, to be honest. I was very anxious, like in the episode was coming, the whole day I was so stressed about it. And actually when I watched it, it wasn't that bad at all. So I thought I was gonna be very embarrassed, but I am not. I think I did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, it's strange that you felt nervous about it because they pretty much said you did a solid job, your runway was fine, and you literally won the reading challenge. So do you think it was justified that you were in the bottom two?
No! Mama Ru is crazy! What the fuck was that? Oh, we all need a rest, don't we? No, not at all. I did see it coming because, fun fact, every queen that has won the reading challenge has left on that episode.
Well, Sister won the reading challenge for ours.
And Crystal on season 1. So I was like, is this gonna be like a curse like the Brighton one? I don't know. It was clearly. So yeah, it was good and bad. I'm happy I left on a high. I think it would I prefer to leave in this episode doing good than leaving on the next episode actually a challenge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's very interesting that you pointed that out, and I'm sure if there are any season 4 producers watching, they've made a note to create new storylines. So that's lovely. Lovely that you've given that little tip there, babe.
Everyone be shit on the reading challenge next year.
I mean, you were so good in the reading challenge, actually. But do you think it was a case that you were really good, or everyone else was like particularly bad?
I think it was a combination of both, to be honest. No, I was really, really excited for the reading challenge. It's one of the ones that I've enjoyed the most watching in previous seasons. So I was just, and I think I've been very nice to all the queens through the whole season. So I had lots of materials. I had lots of things to say about it that I hadn't said yet. So yeah, there was a lot of fun. And then for some other queens, it was quite therapeutic as well. I'm very happy Scarlett got that moment to let all that anger go and just enjoy herself.
Yes, it was noted by the audience that Scarlett may have just been letting rip during that time.
Like, let it all hang out, girl. Have some fun with it.
I'm gonna, since you are the winner of the reading challenge, I'm gonna give you till the end of this chat to come up with some reads for me. How's that?
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I need you to think about the answers to the questions, think about coming up with reads for me, and also be thinking in 2 languages at the same time. So that's brilliant. I'm very kind, very supportive.
Yeah, and then at the end, you double eliminate me.
Yeah, absolutely. You and Attitude Magazine both eliminated. Speaking of the double elimination, it was you and River that sashayed away together, which I think the fans might be more than a little bit heartbroken about, because I would say you two were the fan favourite. Would you agree with that?
It seems so. Yeah. I've gone past not accepting, like, oh no, that's not. I do think like people have really liked my character and Rivers on the show, to be honest, and it's been so humbling and just so nice to have the support of everyone. So I was very scared. One of the things that I was scared for was like, you don't want to disappoint the fans, do you? It gets to a point like you get eliminated and you go to Drag Race for yourself, but there's a breaking point that is like, okay, especially when watching, is like, I want to do well for everyone watching and everyone that is rooting for me, not just back home, but the people who have discovered me thanks to the show. So I was very scared for the double elimination, but the response has been amazing. it really has made, like, I thought today I was going to be quite in a mood, and I thought it was going to be quite sad. But seeing all the comments on Twitter, all the messages on Instagram, everything really has brought me lots of joy to today and just the rest of my life. So I'm very happy. I'm very thankful for all of them.
And you should be. And I think that's a reflection of what you brought on the show as well. Like, you brought us so much joy, so much comedy, and so much good energy. Let's talk about the Snatch Game. Because, do you know what? I wasn't sure that you did that badly, as I said. Where do you think you placed in the rankings of Snatch Game?
I was very well aware I was not one of the best, because Kitty and Ella smashed it. We were all pissing ourselves listening to what they had to say. So I was very much aware of that. But then I think everyone else, maybe River did bomb a bit more than everyone else, but I think the rest, me, Vanity, Chris and Crystal, were all on the same safe area. It could have been any of us, really.
Yeah. I think one thing as well that you said, obviously you think that you were all sort of in the same ballpark, but you really did get critiqued for your look, and that obviously quite upset you, as we saw on the show. Yeah. Do you look at things now and agree with the judges' critiques, or do you still disagree with what they said?
100% disagree. Couldn't disagree more. I looked the best out of everyone, even the judges. I was the most stunning queen on that episode, and no one would tell me otherwise.
You know what? I will agree with you. If it had been the week that Leanne Pinnock was judging, I wouldn't agree with you, because no one is more stunning or iconic than Leanne. But I think you are more stunning than the judges this week. I'd agree.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I was very excited for them to see me, because obviously the week before they had read me for my cowboy look, which they weren't feeling, which fair enough. I can see why. So I was very excited for this week when they announced the category was feeling fruity, because I knew that was one of my strongest looks, and I was so excited to show them. So it was very disheartening when they told me I looked okay. It's not the best, it was not the worst. It was really bad. It was like, at this point, I don't know what to do. This is my drag. I know this is a beautiful look, and you're not feeling it. At that point, I was like, well, I don't think I can win this, because you are really not feeling it for me. And I heard how RuPaul was so into some of the other queens. I was like, it does not matter how well or bad they do in a challenge. It doesn't matter how well or how bad they look on the runway. You are just not feeling me, and that's fine. It's unfortunate. She's the one that makes the decisions. But I thought I looked great.
I understand that. You said that the judges weren't necessarily feeling your drag, and it must be hard sort of standing there, and your critique is, you look okay when you feel gorgeous. Yeah. And then someone else's critique is, you are 19 and you invented drag, you are stunning, you are amazing. Like, that's a hard contrast to sort of
It was.
Yeah.
It was, and it's hard to, but I was very well aware, like, I think in other seasons that has caused drama between the girls. I was very well aware that had nothing to do with Crystal. Crystal was just there with me as well. We were all in the same conditions, just doing the best that we could do. RuPaul just happened to like her more than she liked me. So I could have never been angry or feel any type of way towards her. I was angry at Ru. She was the one talking. So I was like, but it is what it is. You know what I mean. I do drag for myself. If other people enjoy it, which people have, I'm very lucky and good for them. If they don't as much, it's their loss, really. I think I brought something very different and something very new to Drag Race UK, and I hope people enjoyed it.
And that's also such a good way of looking at things, which I think a lot of queens miss, is that we end up putting everything on the queens, and for you to sort of say, well, it was Ru that did that. It's like when I eliminated Justina and everyone had a go at me, I was like, Ru eliminated Justina. I just did my job. Like, that's it. So applause for thinking like that. But in terms of you realizing the judges weren't sort of feeling it, I felt like I could sort of see in your eyes when the lip sync was about to start that you were getting sort of upset about it. Did you feel defeated? Because you gave a stunning performance and you really gave it, but did you feel like they were going to make it your time?
I did not feel defeated. I still thought I had a chance. I felt disheartened. Mm-hmm. I had put so much work up until that point. I thought I did great. And for a second, is what I said, I don't think Ru saw me as a winner. And that moment was really heartbreaking for me, because I see myself as a winner. So I was like, what are we judging here? Because some of the critiques that were given to me could have applied to some other girl. So it's the moment when you realize, okay, it is a game, it is what it is. let's play it. But I was sad, and I'm not one to hide my emotions, so you could see it. I looked beautifully sad, but I did look very sad before the lip sync, and I didn't want to do it against River because she was one of my closest friends.
Babe, I totally understand. Don't worry about it. We've all been there, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, except you've actually got a badge and I don't. I've got to ask one question as well, and it was something that like I was personally really upset about, is that I know when you were announced on the cast, there were some comments from people who sort of suggested that you were not representing sort of like Newcastle drag and like you should apply for Drag Race España, which I will point blank period say is incredibly xenophobic. How did that make you feel, and was that sort of an inspiration behind your entrance line?
Yeah, well, I knew these kind of comments were gonna come because I've had them before. I've been featured in the media a couple times, and every time I had these comments. So I knew it was gonna come. So anticipating that, that's why my line was "Don't hate me because I'm beautiful, hate me because I'm an immigrant." So it was just great to shut them down. I was like, "Don't worry, it's coming." The cast got announced. I got all these comments, and then my entrance line happened, and I was like Vanity would say, that's on period, you know what I mean? It was fine. It didn't quite, it's not something that affects me because it's not hate towards me directly or personally. It's more their ignorance. I do feel bad for them. I do feel bad that they were not ready to take in a new culture, a new background. The gift of me sharing my culture with all of them, they saw it as a threat or something that should belong in a different country. No, the UK has, so we are over 3 million European immigrants in the UK. You know what I mean? It's like, I see it as a gift. It's such a place with so many different cultures where you can get to know so many people from so many different backgrounds. It's like, embrace that. Don't be against it. Embrace it. So I'm excited of me being on the show and for future queens from different countries to be on Drag Race UK as well.
Absolutely, it's interesting. It's not a comment that applied necessarily to Crystal on season 1, even though Drag Race Canada was coming. So it's very interesting.
It's very interesting. No,
on an accent basis, people make less BDE, more BNP. I think is what about those people. Just come up with that, babe. She can do comedy, even though she went home on Snatch Game. Do you know what I mean? It's very that energy. Is that something, in terms of like those comments and things that come from people about your drag, is that something that you experience outside of drag, or is it weirdly focused within your sort of drag community?
I have, no, to be honest, my drag community has been amazing. There's been a few comments in Newcastle about me not representing Newcastle drag, and funnily enough, it's come from people who don't do drag. I didn't even have to reply to these messages. It was my drag scene, all the kings and queens that got my back and went for them to the jugular. Like, they did not give them a chance to not even answer. Like, I could not be more thankful for all my sisters and brothers in Newcastle. They've been amazing.
So you are supported, you are loved, you've got a crew with you.
Yeah.
I'll say the same thing that I said to River. If anyone comes for you, send them my way, babes. I'll drop kick and well dressed as a pterodactyl for you.
Please do. Please
Don't worry about it.
By the way, I love that look.
The pterodactyl, not that. I mean, I
love the stones. No, I'm still trying to look for the stones that you said the outfit had, but the rest was great. Sorry, the reading was for the end. Sorry.
I will show you in person. I think if I'm going to give one tip to anyone on season 4, it's that tiny rhinestones do not show up on that runway at all.
No, 100%. Like, and that's something I learned from Charity. Charity was like, "What are those tiny stones?" Because my corset from the Spice Girls look was packed with stones. You can't see shit. But literally, Charity had the chunkiest stones ever, and everything was so sparkly. Like, noted.
Now we know. Now we know for any future.
Too late.
Right, we've got to discuss the fact that you spoke about meat quite a lot on the show. Sausages.
My dick.
Yeah, penises. We're talking about penises. Have you managed to quench your thirst, shall we say? Have you seen your lover?
Yes, I have seen my boyfriend. I think people need to understand I came from a pandemic. I was by myself. We had no pit crew, and Elevate was in the room. I was very, very horny all of the time. And I'm a person who has no filter. So I was speaking to producers like if I was speaking to my friends. I was just talking about dick. ass, getting dicked down, and then sometimes you forget you're actually on a TV show and they are loving every second of it and they're gonna show everything that you say. So I forgot about most of it, and then every time I was on camera I was like, what is it gonna be now? I was dreading what was gonna come out of my mouth. But yeah, I saw my boyfriend, and I'm a lot more relaxed now, let's say that.
That's lovely. And your boyfriend's actually quite musical, I've heard, as well.
Yeah,
did your boyfriend have a hand in writing your new single?
No, he didn't. He didn't, because he's a bit of a music snob.
Oh.
Yeah, he's very particular taste. He's amazing. He's a pianist. He breathes and everything about his life is music. It's what made me fall in love with him. He's a great pianist, hence he's really good with his fingers. And then, especially the one, no, stop talking about dick, Tia. Oh my God, stop it.
So sorry, I've let myself down.
I know. No, but yeah, he's great. He's been a great support as well. And he did, one of my Spanish friends, Joseca, helped me write My Pussy's Like a Beat song. And Ian did have a little review to it and had a few comments and bobs. But yeah, he kind of wanted me to have like that project for myself, but he's been very supportive of everything.
And I did notice a couple of Drag Race España moments, cameos from the cast in your video as well.
Yes, you know what, that's one of the things that, because I did consider entering Drag Race Spain. I'm Spanish, so when it came up, it was like, oh, should I? But I was already in the process of Drag Race UK, so that was my strong bet. But it's been so nice to, although I have not been in Drag Race Spain, I still feel part of the Drag Race Spain family. I've met them when I went to Madrid to film the music video. Ugacio, Killer, Arancha, and Di Macarena were on my music video. And it really, really does feel just like my Spanish family. I was just visiting for the weekend, so it was very, very lovely.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Right, I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions to wrap things up, and then I want to hear your reads for me at the end. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, right. Do you wish that you'd done Cher instead?
No.
Not even Spanish Cher, as Ru did?
What a stupid idea and advice. Mama Ru, I love you, but that was ridiculous. I still don't understand it. I didn't have a Cher wig or a Cher picture to do the makeup. Never done her before. Like, what was that?
Like, Ru told me to do Shirley Bassey's cousin, Cheryl. I was like, I've got an hour to make up an original character. Brilliant.
You know what it is? Like, for Kitty, it was like, oh, you could do, what is it, the character? Gemma Collins. That makes sense. She had a Gemma Collins costume in the and she's done it before, but for me to share that, I don't know where that came from. But, you know.
It was very random. You spoke about your relationship with your dad on the show. Has your dad watched the show? Has he enjoyed it?
Yeah, he follows Choriza everywhere. He's been to my live performances as well. So now for him watching me on the show, although he doesn't speak any English, sorry, he's just very happy to see me there. And he's like, you look like you're having fun, you are doing great, you look great. And he's just very, very proud that I'm achieving all the goals. He's more excited even for all the cool projects that I'm getting now. So it's very, very nice.
Right, finally, I want to hear your reads. Come on, I'm ready.
Yeah, no, this is really hard. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. Tia, I never cared much for your makeup until I saw you without it. Because, girl, you got a face that cost a whole country, a whole planet to fake a pandemic just so you would wear a mask. I'm just kidding. I don't really think that. I think you're gorgeous.
Oh, that's sweet. But that's reading works when it comes from a place of love.
It is.
And I love you. I thought you're absolutely amazing on the show. I'm so gutted that you've left. I'm even more gutted that you and River have left in the same episode. But enjoy the rest of your day. Have a lovely time. Thank you for watching Attitude Tea Time, served to you in association with Tammy. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and join me again next week while I'll be serving up some more piping hot Drag Race UK tea. Adios.